Buenas tardes, chicos. Soy Profe Young. Today we're going to be talking about verbos reflexivos in this video lesson. Verbos reflexivos are things like this. We have talked about them briefly already in class, and you may have had some exposure to them in previous classes. But basically the reason why we talk about reflexive verbs is because in Spanish we identify or we differentiate between actions that are done to ourselves versus actions that are not done to ourselves or that it could be done to another. The way we identify the infinitive of a reflexive verb is with all of these last two letters here. Se on the end means that we're discussing a reflexive verb or a verb that is done to oneself. So for example, despertarse is to wake up, so I wake myself up. Levantarse is to get up, so I get myself up. Bañarse is to bathe oneself, so I bathe myself. Lavarse, to wash oneself, so I wash myself. Cepillarse los dientes, to brush one's own teeth. Ponerse la ropa, to put on one's own clothes. And divertirse, to have fun to oneself, or literally to divert oneself. Okay? So all of these ses are indicating to us, okay, that the verb is reflexive or done to the self. Okay? You write that like this, done to oneself. Okay, so not every verb will be able to be made reflexive, right? If you put comer as reflexive, the comerse would be like to eat oneself. Okay, so we want to make sure that we don't just start putting these things willy-nilly on everything that we are writing. Okay. What do we need? So when we see a se like that, okay, it means that every time that we conjugate a verb, we're going to need a me, te, se, nos, or se, and it's different conjugations. Okay, so if we were to take a verb like the verb bañarse, okay, and conjugate, we'd say me baño, te bañas, se baña, nos bañamos, and se bañan. Okay, so it occurs to me that maybe you're thinking, well, but what about having that se on the end? Okay, remember that bañarse had a se. We're talking about this verb right here. Okay, right over here. Okay, so that se on the end. What we do basically is we kind of forget about the se and we just treat it like an AR verb. We just need to make sure that we include the me, te, se, nos, or se in front of its different conjugations. Okay, so me baño, te bañas, se bañan, nos bañamos, y se bañan. Same thing could be done for any of these verbs. Here's another example. Me levanto, te levantas, se levanta, nos levantamos, and se levantan. So these reflexive pronouns, me, te, se, nos, and se, need to be present whenever you have a verb that's reflexive. Okay? That's the basic explanation. If you need more help, I'll be happy to clarify anything for you mañana durante la clase. But please have in mind that tomorrow for your actividad de ahora, you will write about your morning routine using these types of verbs, these reflexive verbs. Okay? So be prepared for that. Gracias por escuchar y nos veremos mañana.